Hey, real quick before we dive in, if you're a woman in midlife who's tired of the cliches and ready to live out loud, we're glad you're here.
Because you are definitely in the right place. We're not here to age gracefully. We're here to age boldly. So if you love real talk, big laughs, and the occasional spicy truth bomb, make sure to follow us on TikTok at Spicy Midlife Women for even more unfiltered midlife magic.
Because let's be honest, midlife isn't a crisis, it's an awakening. Hey everybody, Jules and Michelle here, two Spicy Midlife Women, sharing our real life stories and having no bullshit conversations. Right, Jules?
Oh yes, we are your friends from the Pacific Northwest, the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, and we are here to help you all of you ladies in midlife, redefine your relationships, ditch toxic cycles, and reclaim your power one episode at a time. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Okay, Michelle, before we do, can you tell me what your favorite food is if you had to eat it for the rest of your life? We just had this discussion, and I couldn't believe you had the same answer as me.
Mexican food.
Right.
How can you, isn't everybody on the same page with regard to that?
I just know that I'd have to slap it on my ass.
I mean,
because that's where it would sit.
I could eat Mexican food every single damn day.
Right.
Yeah.
What about snack? Like your favorite snack?
Chips and salsa.
Okay. I think mine would be popcorn. Anyway, this is totally off subject here, but you're learning a little bit about us, you guys, because we have these little obsessions. Hers happens to be Mexican food, apparently. Mine's popcorn and chocolate of all kinds, all kinds of chocolate.
Right. And so those are bold choices that we make, right?
So today we're talking about making bold choices in midlife and actually owning them.
Yeah.
So we can make a bold choice and then we can't say, "Oh, it was Michelle's fault." Oh, Julie made me do it.
I mean, it's all about midlife, right?
Right.
This is who we are. We're two spicy midlife women, and we're talking about all these things every week, episode to episode.
That's right.
And
it's just so cool because I don't really give a shit if people don't like it or not.
Well, I was going to say the choices that we make.
My choice.
And midlife, I think, is the perfect time to take bold steps. If you're going to take any steps, midlife really is the perfect time to do it, don't you think?
Absolutely. Well, I think even if we've talked a little bit in last episodes that we have had prior to this one about kind of owning your, wherever you are in your life, trying to figure a lot of those things out. A lot of you out there are at that place in your life where you probably are ready to make some bold steps, some huge transitions, some things to bring you more joy or to bring more clarity into your life, whether it be your health or your relationships or your work, friendships, whatever it is. It's like, but there are definitely areas of our life we can always improve upon.
Yeah.
And like Michelle said, I think midlife is truly an area where we start looking at things differently because we have those experiences behind us.
Well, and you just start asking yourself questions.
Like, is that all there is?
I think this is where a lot of things come to light.
Yeah.
We have aha moments and we start to really dive within and try to uncover what the hell's been happening to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Where have I been? What am I doing? And where am I going?
Yeah.
Right?
Can you, just for the sake of the conversation, can you kind of maybe share really quickly one major bold choice that you've made in midlife that would be something that could resonate with all the ladies out there?
For me, it was making the decision to move on without my husband.
Okay.
And that was bold.
Mm-hmm.
Why
was it bold though?
Well,
I mean, obvious reasons because you have children and
I mean,
blah, blah,
yes,
blah. But
we were married for 26 years, 4 children, and had been through a lot.
The shit,
there was a lot. He was not well. He had been diagnosed with some serious health challenges, and there were a lot of things prior to that were not healthy in our relationship. So moving forward and for a while, I packed it all inside. I put it in a nice little box and tied it up with a beautiful ribbon and set it up on a shelf in the closet and thought, I will just open that later.
I'll deal with it another time.
Right? And that's what I did for a while.
Yeah.
And so when I finally made the decision to take that box off the shelf and untie that beautiful bow and, make a mess, unwrap it, and take everything out of that box, Pandora's box, if you will.
Yeah.
That was a bold move. And it was not an easy one. And it took a while to make that move, but that was a bold move for me.
So if you could summarize like the top 3 things that were keeping you from making that transition, what would they have been? Like what was holding you back?
My children.
Okay.
We think that at the time. My children, my family, as in the way I was raised and what things you stay true to, and guilt, just that the whole guilt factor, and everything in the world is going to fall apart if I make this decision.
Right.
Nothing is going to be right if I do this.
And it wasn't right anyway. So it's
it's
like you're not thinking super logically.
Yeah. So those would be my 3 things.
Okay. Yeah, just curious.
Yeah.
I think it's important to kind of outline some of those things because those 3 words you just used, those are everybody that's listening is going, oh yeah, I totally know what she's talking about.
And it's the fear factor.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The fear factor.
I think the funny thing about that is that we are so much more capable than we give ourselves credit for. And we're always looking for worst case scenario. What's the worst case scenario? Because, I mean, I was in a very similar circumstance to that.
Yeah.
But it's like, go hard or go home, Julie. It's like you made all kinds of bold decisions all within the course of a year.
Yeah.
And, I think that's just the way I had to do it in order for me to be, I wasn't as calculated about what I was doing or how I was doing it. It was just more like, okay, the dam has been broken and it's all coming out.
Yeah.
I'm just dealing with it all now. So, there's a lot of things overlapping, and I can remember I had sold the house and I was trying to get the insurance lined up for this place that I had bought that we were going to live in for 4 months before the new house was ready. And I was talking, this is so random, but I distinctly remember this conversation because it was with this gentleman who was an insurance guy who I used for all my stuff at work, right? And he sent me this email and he said, I can tell that you're having a tough time kind of organizing your thought. He didn't even know me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is how I'm coming across to this poor man who's trying to help me with my insurance. And I was like, I was a freaking hot mess. I was a hot mess. And I was trying to like hold it all in and pretend like everything was fine because I didn't want my kids to be upset.
We've all done that.
Yeah. So anyway, just I thought it'd be kind of important to share some of that, in terms of like the fear factor and the things that hold us back.
Well, and the fear of failure. If you're making these bold decisions and the what ifs, right?
Well, we didn't get married to get divorced.
Right. The what ifs and the judgment that we could be facing by making these decisions from family members, from all kinds of things. And finances, that was actually another fear. It's like, can I do this on my own? So yeah, just those fear factors, I think, are something that hold us back from making bold decisions. And we need to recognize those things. And
so when you use the word bold in midlife, when you're talking about women, our audience, us, the people who are listening, what is that when you're defining what bold is? Is it something that's just like coming out of nowhere, or do you think it's something that we build up on?
I think it's something this is me personally. I think it is something we definitely build up on. It's like been for some time coming, and it's breaking that, air quotes, if you will, good girl conditioning that it really has, for me, it was there, and relying on and embracing the self-trust that really we have, but don't always recognize the importance and the boldness that there is to that self-trust.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does. I mean, even from my perspective, it's like I was terrified of the same thing. I had a 6-figure job. I don't know what I was so afraid of.
Yeah.
Right. I had a good job. I was, smart about a lot of those things. I didn't really, but I was still worried about it for some reason.
That's what we do.
How am I going to do this? And it was really more, how can I manage the kids? And I was more worried about, honestly, how my kids were going to be affected by like the environment they were in. They went to Catholic school. There was nobody that was divorced in Catholic. There was one family that had gotten divorced like the year prior, and they had
There's the judgment piece.
Yeah. And it's, a lot of that goes back to the religion and all that kind of stuff too. I was not worried about my family because my family was probably going, what the fuck, what's taking you so long? I mean,
Same.
I wasn't worried about that at all, but it was really more like the transition in lifestyle, the transition in thinking differently and doing things differently. And even though I didn't feel like I had that emotional support and partnership, it was still someone else who was there. And I knew that, if push came to shove, bills were paid, all that kind of stuff. I mean, he wasn't a bad guy that way. It was just more like there was no real emotional support.
Yeah.
So whatever I did, I was going to be doing it on
your own.
Yeah. And I was afraid of that.
That's true. I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, and I think too that just, making a bold choice like that. I know we're talking about something specific that we've experienced in our life, but it could be a lot of different things.
Right.
But whatever it is, whether it's something similar to what we're referring to or something else, I think it's comfortable to play it safe.
Yeah.
And we tend to continue to do that and hold on to things and play it safe until we are able to, figure it out. So redefining what bold is so that you can make the decision and realize and gain that self-trust, knowing that you can do it.
So it's a conscious choice between familiarity, choosing familiarity, and choosing something that makes you a little bit nervous but excited at the same time.
And once you make it, like owning it, right?
That's huge.
That's something
owning it
too,
one way or another, because you could own something and it's like, oh, this is not working, but you're owning it that way.
But you have to own it either way.
Yeah. Not getting yourself into situations where you think, well, I've made that, I gotta stick with it, And
you have to stand firm. Standing firm. That's part of the owning piece that we're talking about when you're making those bold decisions. You gotta. There's been thought that's gone into it prior to that and leading up to, like we were talking about before. So once you make that decision and you move forward, really owning it and realizing that you're probably and maybe faced with skepticism and backlash, but standing firm in that.
So I think some of that really relates to having a level of confidence that you maybe didn't have before.
Yeah.
Because I'm a relatively confident, I feel like I'm a pretty confident person, but I remember thinking, and I was a very confident person on the outside, but I was scared. I was scared of change. And I like change. I'm actually pretty good with change for the most part. But in this particular case, it wasn't just my change. It was all the people that were around me that were going to be changing too. It's such a huge
there's
decision.
Things, yeah.
I mean, and again, there's all kinds of circumstances that we're talking about here. I mean, we talk about jobs. Like I was telling you earlier today about a friend of mine who is realizing she's in midlife. She is our audience. And super smart, has been in executive positions, and she's working for the same company again that we had worked for before. And she's really not challenged, in a way that I think helps her feel like she's adding value. I mean, she does really well with what she does. Yeah. But she's just like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. But the thought of trying to figure out where she's supposed to be is a little unnerving because it forces her to put herself in a situation where she is going to have to be uncomfortable. And we've all heard that cliche. It's like, your growth happens at the end of your comfort zone. It couldn't be more true.
Sure.
And it could be in anything, like silly little things. Like I was telling Michelle tonight, I was like, okay, you guys have heard me talk about these damn dance lessons I'm going to do. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to learn.
Swing.
I know I'm going to learn these dances because they look like so much fun. But I want her to go with me because I'm not going to. I don't want to.
I want her to go.
But I want her to go with me at least until I know what I'm doing or where I'm at or people that are there.
I will show her.
Yeah.
Yes, that it is a fun thing.
And
Let's
if she said no, I would be like, fine, and I would do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I would have a lot more fun doing it with you, or Lisa if she comes with me or whatever. But my point being is kind of like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, we set up our goals say, okay, what do we want to accomplish? It's no different really than that.
I mean, that's living unapologetically.
Right.
Right? That is doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you have this within you. You want to try it. You want to do it. You want to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And not be sorry about it.
No.
At all.
And all of you know it out there
and
now.
We don't have to explain that shit to anybody.
Guess what, ladies? I'm accountable. I'm going to be accountable to you. You're all going to see me dancing on Instagram or something.
There we go. Oh, I'll put it up there.
Yeah.
It'll be up there. Just wait.
Actually, we do have a little bit of dance videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just kind of fun stuff. But no, it's just an example, of what I'm talking about. It's exciting. It's something different, meeting different people. It's a little unnerving, but you know what? That's the kind of stuff that just gets yourself going.
Those are some of the things that earlier on, and I'm just speaking about, when we're married, we have a young family, and we're not stepping outside of the box.
Never.
To do things like that. And like, oh, I'm going to take dance lessons and go swing dance, honey, 2 nights a week. Like, and
it'd be like, why are you dancing with someone else and not with me?
Yeah, there's just like all the things.
Yeah.
So no, we are doing this because we want to. We're not sorry about it. And we don't need to explain to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
This is just what I want to do.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun and I'm going to do it.
And so
that's why.
Some of you ladies out there, you're still have kids at home.
Yeah.
Or you still have those responsibilities, which we don't really have. We have other responsibilities. Believe me, those responsibilities may go by the wayside when your kids get older, but other things fill in very fast, whether it be aging parents.
Yeah.
Your job responsibilities or a significant other.
There's a grandma. All these things come into play.
Yeah. So, I guess what it comes down to is kind of prioritizing. I'm busy. I am busy now and I was busy then.
We're all busy.
With
something, this, that thing or the other.
Right. So there's going to be, you got to make time for the things that you want to do.
Yes.
Now, will I make
100%.
time every day? No, but I will definitely make time to try it. And if I hate it, then at least I know I tried it.
But, and I have to say that some of these decisions, we're calling them bold because they can seem to be that. But I think some of the bold decisions that I've made in my life have done nothing but push me forward.
Mm-hmm. And no one even knew that you were making them.
No, and
it's
not
like
even myself.
Yeah.
We can look back now and see that that's what we were doing. And it does nothing but move you forward. So if there's anything we're saying right now to maybe some of you younger midlife women is to recognize that if you have a spark of passion to do something, create the time, make a bold decision that might not seem like the norm for your life, and just do it, even if it is just one time for a moment to see what you get from it.
Yeah. And don't feel selfish.
And don't be sorry about it. Don't be guilty about it. Enjoy it, embrace it, and just live it and love it.
How many of you are going to want to go dancing with me? And we're just going to...
Me?
Yeah. Michelle will go.
I will do it.
Because I looked at her, I was like, I'm really excited, but you got to go with me. But anyway... So
I mean, that's I guess with what I just said, that would be my challenge as we're wrapping this episode up, is just asking you all, what bold decision will you make this week? Even if it's just the littlest something that might not seem bold to somebody else, because everybody's circumstances are different. So,
and bold doesn't necessarily mean that it's not like a measured risk necessarily where you're going to lose money or you're going to, it could be something really simple, like you're going to ride your bike around the lake
or going
3
to
miles.
happy hour with your girlfriend one time, which you never do.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of levels of bold.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we were talking about major life shifts, for our bold decisions, because we're able to look back and see that for what it is. But yeah, for many people, it could be something, to your point, as simple as riding your bike around wherever, or going to happy hour with your girlfriend one night once a month, because you never do that.
Right.
And
it's forcing yourself to have a different experience.
To step outside, have a different experience. And
I'm kind of all about those anyway.
Me too.
Experiences.
Yeah.
And again, it's like we like things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to lie. We like things. There's no question about that. But if I'm going to invest money in things, it's going to be on experiences. Now, those experiences are going to be good.
Or go to a concert.
Yeah.
Julie loves to hear that,
right?
Yeah. Just act on some of those impulse things that might seem bold that will bring you joy.
Yes.
Do it, ladies.
Do it.
Do it. And, as we, as two spicy midlife women, are moving on with this platform that we have, we're going to be forming a community of like-minded midlife women,
which you all will be hearing about. We really wanted to get a few episodes into this transition from a blonde, a brunette, and a mic to our new focus before we started doing that. But we're really excited, you guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've met so many different people. Just since we've been focusing on this, that I've been like, you're so my person.
Yeah.
You guys are so my people, and they're women just like us.
Yep.
Who are out there with asking a lot of the same questions and really kind of cheering each other on.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about.
That is exactly what
Holding
it's all about.
each other up, cheering each other on, sharing experiences, asking questions that you're curious about that you don't have maybe a safe place otherwise to feel comfortable asking. So we're gonna be bringing those things to you, and you can also find us out on the socials: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and we love being the spicy midlife women role models for you in life. So can't wait to bring you more, and
we just really look forward to hearing from you on, like I said, on the socials Michelle mentioned. We'll definitely post some things that we would love your feedback on too. So until next week,
more to come.
More to come. Be bold and get out there and make something of the week ahead of you.
Yeah. Be brave, ladies.
Be brave and stay spicy.
Until next time,
stay spicy.
Bye.
Bye.